Today's episode is a sneak peek into what HabitiZe Health is and how it works, and into one day of our free 5-day challenges. This is one day of our last challenge, the Sweet Freedom Challenge, that helps you to know exactly how to indulge in sugar without overindulging, without having guilt or self-loathing or feeling nasty afterwards, how you can be both healthy and happy, enjoy your sugar, and reach your goals at the same time. So this is going to be day number 4, which is the day that we cover how to turn it into long-term results. I hope you guys enjoy this sneak peek. If you want to get into these free healthy habit challenges that we do every single month in our Facebook group, go to challenge.susiebhabits.com and you'll receive reminders from when our next free challenge comes up right there. Enjoy. Welcome to day number 4 of the Sweet Freedom Challenge. This is day 4, and today we are talking about how sweet freedom, this one simple habit, can not only help you change this week, but change for life. We're going to talk about the permanent change that can happen when you turn this cool thing into an actual habit, and what steps need to be taken to make that happen so that you can automate this action and it happens for you every day on autopilot without thinking about it, and you continuously produce results for long into the future. This week so far, we have already covered so much. So let's go ahead and talk about some of that we have indeed already covered. This is the Sweet Freedom Challenge. If you're just joining us today, you've missed 3 days. They're pinned to the top of this group, so go ahead and check those out. Today, we're talking about how you can have more time. My habits have changed my time. More weight loss. If that is a goal for you, most people in this group, that is a goal. And so if that's something you're looking for, these simple habits can absolutely help you get there, but only if they become habits. How to get more results. What I'm talking about is the long-term change of it all. And that's where the results live. And how to be more happy right now with the actions you're taking every day, living guilt-free, living with intention that you can be proud of, and producing results that you absolutely love. So far this week, we've already covered what sweet freedom is. It is the half and half habit that helps you to manage your sugar. If you don't know what it is, go back and watch day number 2. Why we quit after 1 to 4 weeks of doing something new. Why the first day is a challenge, and why the first month is a little bit of a challenge, but why weeks 5 and 6 are so incredibly difficult. We talked about that a little bit on yesterday, day 3. So if you haven't seen that one yet, go back and watch that. And it'll explain a little bit behind the brain science of what is actually happening that makes you want to quit, even though you want something so bad. Why is it so hard to stick to it? This is why. Then we gave you 10 hacks to overcome those cravings so that you can have that short-term consistency, that short-term relief, that short-term change, so that you can build into today, where we make it become a lasting lifestyle. We're going to talk about the 5 biggest barriers to that long-term progress and how to turn what you've learned this week into a lifestyle that you can keep forever. Before we get into today's content, though, we want to talk about the details of the scholarship. This week, I'm giving away free entry to my 6-month coaching program. I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about what it is in just a moment, but I'm going to give this away for free to somebody in this group, one of the top engagers in this group. You have to, in order to enter this scholarship drawing, you got to comment on all 5 of the 5 days of videos, all 5 of them. I'm going to do this live drawing tomorrow during the live Q&A. So if you can't come live to that one, I need you to send me a question before, ask a question, and then I will count that as being active in the live Q&A on day 5. You got to comment on all 5 videos. Then you have to do all 5 actions. Every day this week, there has been an action post right after the video. All 5 of those actions need to be taken. I'm only going to give you the giveaway if you've taken action on and you've done some work. If you put in a little work, I will give you a reward. And then you can win bonus entries as well. For every 10 friends that you add to the group that accept your ad, that will give you an extra entry into the drawing. We're doing this drawing tomorrow. So add your friends today. Don't delay on this, you guys. If you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay, don't delay. Bring your friends in here right now. So you're going to comment on all 5 videos. You're going to take all 5 actions and tell us that you've taken them by commenting on them. And then you're going to bring some friends into the group. The people that have added 10 friends already are Brenda, Rachel, Emmylou, and Andrea. Shelby, Mikkel, and Anna Lee, you guys are close. You've got 6 or 8. So keep adding a couple more friends, you guys. And those of you that want those extra entries to win the over $2,000 prize, make sure you're taking those actions. 5 comments on 5 videos, 5 comments on 5 actions, and bring in 10 friends. So you got the 5, 5, and the 10. You got this, you guys. All right, here we go. Getting into today's content. We're talking about sweet freedom this week. This is the habit that helps you to control the sugar. I want to know what you guys have experienced this week. Go ahead and drop some things in the comments. What changes have you been making? What shifts has this one habit made for you? Maybe you've dropped a couple of pounds. Maybe you feel way more in control. Maybe you've been really proud of the intention that you've been putting into things, and you feel like you're consciously making decisions. Instead of sugar controlling you, you're now controlling your sugar. Go ahead and type those comments in the comments here. Tell me what successes you have had from this week's habit. Take time to celebrate yourselves. I want you to be proud of the action you've taken and see that it is, in fact, producing results. That's where you start to get some real motivation. Start typing those in the comments. I'll read them in just a moment. Today, we're going to go over the biggest barriers that hold you back from long-term change. The first one is short-term versus long-term. So many times we think we have to choose between those two things. Either I eat the sugar now and be happy now, or I don't eat the sugar and I'll be happy later. Listen, you don't have to pick between those two things. Sweet freedom makes it so that you can indulge and reach your goals. You can do both because we're no longer restricting, we're rescheduling. We're no longer denying, we're delaying. We're just changing things up a little bit so that we are in control. Half as often, half as much. That is how we're doing this habit so that you can be successful from day one and you can continue to push yourself as you get better and better at this. This is an adaptable habit as you go. It makes it so you can both be happy now and in the future. You can be healthy and happy. You don't have to choose between those two things. And for a sugar example, now and later. The next big barrier, it is because temptation happens when we least expect it. We try to plan ahead and we make scheduled for things in our minds, but somebody brings over treats or something like that. I want you to be able to make the right decisions at the right time, but you're not going to be able to do that if you go into everything with no plan. You got to set yourself up for success. Build this habit into your life before you need it, which is why we're doing this challenge now, so that in the next couple of months, when all of those temptations and all those nice neighbors and all of those crazy weekends and holidays and parties are happening, you're ready. It's like the DARE program where they teach kids to say no before they ever get in the situation where they're being offered drugs. We're doing the same thing for you. Teach yourself now what to do in the next 3 months so you can be successful. Set yourself up for success by planning ahead for what you're going to do. Use the 10 hacks. If you didn't watch day 3, go back, get those 10 hacks. Remember, you need to be consistent. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to be consistent. And consistent means your on days outnumber your off days. You don't have to undo an off day. Those off days are built into the process, you guys. The next 3 barriers all kind of relate to each other. If the new normal, or excuse me, if your normal routine is the problem, if your off days outnumber the on days, that's where we need to start our focus there. If you are experiencing decision fatigue, where you're like, I'm just so tired of making the right choice in the moment, it's really hard to ask yourself to do that all the time. So we're going to set you up with some habits so that you can be successful. And as you build those habits, you can stick to it. That's the last barrier, is that it's so hard to stick to things. And we get those yo-yo results, and it's really, really exhausting. So let me tell you my story. My name is Susie B. If you don't know who I am, I'm a personal trainer. I'm a habits coach, an author, speaker. I've given a TED Talk, and I've spoken at different events all around the world on habits. I am totally obsessed with habits, and that is where I coach people. My background is in health and personal training. I have a bachelor's degree in health education. I'm a wife, and I'm married to my best friend, and I have 4 fantastic kids. We live in the mountains of Idaho, and I'm totally obsessed with health and happiness and how those two relate to each other. A couple of years ago, I wanted all of these things. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to spend more time doing my hobbies. I wanted to be less stressed, and I wanted to enjoy my life more. I wanted to be more productive and feel less tired. And I wanted to do the things that I could see that other people were doing And I really wanted to be more present with my family. I was exhausted. I was always tired, and the to-do list was a million miles long, and it felt totally endless, and every day felt like a grind. And I had to wonder, when would I ever find time or energy to do anything for myself? When could I possibly create change or make decisions for something different? And when was I going to be able to enjoy my life and my family? Drop a thumbs down in the comments if you've ever been there, if you've ever experienced this thing where you're like, I want something different, but I have no idea how to make it happen. Drop a thumbs down in the comments if you've been there. I totally understand, you guys. I have absolutely been there too. Absolutely been there. You're not alone. And it's not a permanent fit, or it's not a permanent problem, you guys. I want you to just take a moment to imagine you do have the time to do the things that you love. You do have the energy and the confidence to actually do something with that time that you enjoy. You can accomplish all the things on your to-do list and take care of yourself at the same time. And you can be fully present today and enjoy your life right now. A lot of you just thought, okay, well, I've tried this before. I've done the 21-day fixes. I've tried boot camps. I've tried fitness plans and supplements, and I've done all the things. And every year I say to myself, this is the year I get healthy, the year I get in shape, the year I start changing my nutrition and the way that I eat. And then 3 weeks in, we want to quit. We've read a ton of books. We've listened to a ton of podcasts. We've watched all the talks, and we've joined accountability groups. And somehow we still feel like we've tried. And maybe you think it's a lost cause, or it's too late, or I've tried and failed too many times. And so because the past failures have not been successful, maybe I can't be successful in the future. The lack of results in the past mean to you, perhaps, maybe I won't get results in the future. Or maybe you're asking yourself, how can I get it all done in the time that I have? I can't add one more thing to my to-do list. The good news is it's not your fault. All the things that you have been pitched out there have been missing something. How many of you knew about the slump before yesterday? About that gap in your mind that happens that tries to derail you from being consistent because your brain is making a change. And if you don't expect that change to happen, you don't know how to push through it. So you give up. How many of you have quit on something you really wanted in less than a month? That was not your fault. That was something that you did not know. You did not understand. You don't know what you don't know, but now you know, and now you can set yourself up for success with the right system, the right kind of support, and the right amount of time is going to give you the right results. The right results are the ones that last. You can, in fact, simplify your food and your fitness and turn it into an automated lifestyle. You can do less and achieve more. You can lose weight and keep it off. You can trust yourself again, and you can fit this into your busy schedule. You do deserve this, and you can and should enjoy the life you have right now and in the future. I wanted all of those things, and I did them. You guys, nothing about my circumstances changed, but I was able to find happiness in the present, right while I was in the thick of it. Nothing had to change except one thing. One thing changed everything for me so that I was able to travel. I was able to spend time doing my hobbies and compete in races and spend time fully present with my family and friends. I learned how to create change. I learned how to do the things that I wanted to do and build time and energy into my life so that I could actually do them. I learned how to have the health to be strong enough to do those things and the confidence to do it. I am not a magical unicorn, you guys. I'm a hot-tempered, fiery redhead who's got massive self-doubt. I've dealt with postpartum depression and ADHD and major procrastination issues. But I stumbled into one thing that made all of this possible. One thing can change everything. I now have more time and energy than I've ever had. You can too. I'm nothing special, you guys. The only thing that's different about me is this one thing that I discovered. It produced all the solutions for me. And since this time, I've worked with tons and tons of clients, and it produces all of the solutions for them as well. That's not something unique to me. This is a scientifically proven process that absolutely works to stop overcomplicating fitness and nutrition, to stop making it difficult, so that you can stop stressing out and missing out on life and being held back from the things that you want. Who wants to know what it is? Comment me in the comments if you want to know what the one thing is that changed everything for me. Drum roll, please. Ta-da! It's habits. What? Who saw that coming? You guys, I'm obsessed with habits because they give me more me time. My healthy habits in particular not only give me time, but they also give me the energy and the physical ability and the mental capacity to do something with that time. Oftentimes I ask people that come to me and they're like, oh, I want more time. And I'm like, if you had 2 hours today, what would you do with it? Oh, I don't even know. Exactly. That's the issue here. We're going to not only give you time back, but we're going to give you the mental clarity and the mental or the physical energy that you need to do something with it. Habits will give you more time, more energy, so you can enjoy your life more and be more present for life. So let's read some of these comments. How has habits helped you this week? How has this one habit made a difference for you? Type it in the comments if you haven't written it yet. I want to know how this one habit, how Sweet Freedom has changed your week. Brooklyn says, I have been more aware of what I'm eating just because I'm paying attention. Absolutely. That's amazing. What a huge change for you, Brooklyn. I'm happy for you. And I hope you can feel that that's a good thing. The fact that you are being more conscious about your decisions is moving you in the right direction. Here's some comments that people said about previous challenges. This gal said, I stepped on the scale today and I had dropped 2 pounds and I feel full after every meal. This was one of our Meals and Move challenges. Gay said, I had dropped 6 pounds. Annalise says, I've noticed better digestion. Amber says, I feel more in control. Melissa says, you are the greatest. Monique, I appreciate this group. Annalise says, I realized my body really needed water and now it's becoming my new normal and I haven't drank any pop since doing this challenge. That was our sip challenge. Kelly said, I'm feeling fuller faster. Amber said, I didn't know one habit would do so much. And Laura said, when I drink water, my kids drink water. You guys, it's not even just about us. When we change our habits, the environment around us changes. And it's such a beautiful thing. Mikkel says, I'm aware of my sugar intake. And after ordering a large soda and drinking half, I will plan ahead better next time and just get a small. Yes, good job, Mikkel. That's brilliant. Changes, you guys. Changes that we don't even see that we need to make. Now we can see. Excellent. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, you guys. So some of you, this was the thing that you needed. This 5-day challenge for you was the missing piece. For most of us, though, it's just one piece. And there's so much more to what is possible here. And we can feel the potential now. For those of you that got what you needed from this challenge, congratulations. Go out, make it, do the thing. Make this become a habit. Be really consistent with this and keep it rolling forward. Send me messages in a couple of weeks with the results that you're getting. For those of you that realize 5 days is 5 days, and there is so much more to what we can do than what I can give you in 5 days. For those of you that want to skip over trial and error and stay ahead of the game, stay with me because I got a solution for you. I want to ask, do you see now what you were missing? If you can't see it yet, let me enlighten you in the next couple of minutes here. Why did what you've tried before not work or not last? We need to do things differently. And the way to do things differently is HabitiZe Health. Empower yourself as a busy woman to join HabitiZe Health, which is my 6-month signature coaching program that helps you simplify health and teaches you how to effortlessly prioritize yourself, self-care, health, and master your healthy habits so that you can sustainably achieve physical and mental results like weight loss, like gaining strength, like feeling more confident and knowing you can do things that you've felt held back from previously. You can achieve your healthy goals that maybe previously you couldn't reach because you didn't have the right support. With HabitiZe Health, we're going to give you that guaranteed success so that you can have more time and more energy for a more fulfilling life. How does it work and why is it different? We've already introduced you to the 3 phases of habit formation. This week, we talked about day 1 was taking action, the first step of the ACT process. The second day was consistency. That was the day 2 was action. Day 3 was consistency. And today we're talking about the transformation. In all reality, though, this process is this challenge was just a small preview of the real process. Taking action requires your brain to focus on something for 3 to 4 weeks. The first month of doing anything new is the action phase. That's phase 1 of the 3 phases. Phase 2 is that brain miscommunication, where your conscious mind says, okay, we've done our part. Let's go ahead and quit now. But your subconscious is still looking for patterns, and it hasn't been able to form the habit yet. If you quit during phase 2, you will never make long-term progress. And that is the most frustrating part of health. So many programs out there are telling you do something for 30 days and it will stick. It will not. You have to make it through phase 2, the slump, where your brain starts to shut itself down. Half of your brain is giving up and the other half has not come into play yet. You've got to push through and be consistent during phase 2. To get to phase 3, which is where transformation happens. This is the best part of this whole process, where your subconscious moves into succession and it takes over the task so that it becomes an automated lifestyle. Transformation, phase number 3, weeks 7 through 9, are the secret to long-term success. In HabitiZe Health, we do the 3 phases of habit formation 3 times. You'll notice it's a 9-week process. This is 6 months of coaching. Why? Why do we do it 3 times? Because the first time you go through this process, it transforms your mind. Your mind learns to understand and expect habits. But your body hasn't really caught on yet. So we got to go through the process a second time. Months 3 and 4 are where your body starts to transform, especially the female body. Men can tend to get results in that first 2 months, but women, we take a little bit more time for our body to adjust, to change. There's a lot of reasons for this, but one of those being it's protective. It's a protective mechanism to keep us safe. Our bodies really want us to keep us safe because we produce life. So that is why our body fights us for the first 2 months. But after 2 months, it will start to get in the groove. And this is where you transform your body. And then we get into phase 3 or round 3, months 5 and 6, and we transform your life, where we turn this into permanent change. If you think this is just a process, let me give you some examples of specific people who have been through the process. This is Brenda. She joined one of our protein challenge back in May. And she's like, hey, I'd lost 3 pounds during this challenge. Awesome. That's where she started. And now, after doing HabitiZe Health, she's like, I can achieve anything I set my mind to. We started with a goal of losing a few pounds, and now she's at a place where she knows she can do anything. That's powerful. She wrote this testimonial herself. She said, I am finally now a friend to myself. This newfound newfound love for myself has been a long time in the making, and Susie's simple process and accountability for me personally have been instrumental in my new normal of being kind to myself. After years of putting others first, which she loved, but it made her felt depleted, I hit a wall. I got to the point where my mind couldn't even tell my body to calm down, and I lost the will to care anymore. She's been coping with Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, which caused weight gain, body aches, dietary restrictions, fatigue, foggy brain, and other symptoms. Then menopause and a ruptured Achilles tendon added to that. All of this she's been dealing with for years and years and years. So we got her in the program. We simplified the process down, and now look what she's saying. She says, I just needed to focus on 1 or 2 small things at a time and give myself credit. I had to do the work to make the breakthroughs that I needed. This is not an easy process, but it is simple. She said, I became my own priority and never had to sacrifice serving others. Who knew that was a thing? I love this. She said, my journey will continue as I prioritize my goals and use my newfound appreciation for myself to get stronger and have the time to serve others. My heart is full, my mind is free, and I know that I am worth fighting for. That, my friends, is transformation that can happen in 6 months. Meet Angie. Hers is more of a physical transformation. She started with 3 simple habits: walking, water, and sugar. When she got in here, she just felt out of control and super stressed. She wanted to lose weight, but we're just going to start simple because my schedule is crazy. So we started simple. Phase 1, we got her back trusting herself. She's got those mindset shifts and she started feeling the momentum. Phase 2, she lost 27 pounds, you guys. Okay, the second round, months 3 and 4 for her, she lost 27 pounds. Talk about shifting your mind first. She had a couple of pounds up and down a little bit, but then she shifted and her body started to understand the process. Change your mind, change your body. And now we've changed her life. She's losing 2 pounds a week, even with crazy going on. She went on a cruise. She had her daughter's wedding and she got COVID and she's still dropping 2 pounds a week, you guys. These simple habits work. Nothing extreme. She's living healthier and happier every day.
2 more pounds.
You lost 2 more pounds. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're not having to do any extremes, right?
No.
And pretty much for the last 6 weeks, you've lost 2 pounds a week, right?
Yes. At the beginning, I was up and down, and I was doing the same thing, but my body finally, I think, figured out what I was doing and started cooperating a little more.
Yes. Awesome. Right there. Started with her mind, then moved into her body, and her body started cooperating. Here's Melissa. The first round of HabitiZe Health, the first round of the 3 phases, she did mind work. We worked on her stress, on her sleep, and her self-confidence. This is where she really gained a belief in herself again, where she started to feel, okay, I can do this. And then the second round, we got into nutrition, weight loss, and strength gains. And this is where she lost 18 pounds and 20 inches, you guys. Her body totally transformed in months 3 and 4. And then months 5 and 6, she lost 7 more pounds during a busy summer where she's running a business, running her kids around, doing all this crazy stuff. And she not only did she keep the weight off, but she has kept going without me. She's lost more weight since then. So here's it from Melissa. For Melissa, she lost, how many pounds did you lose total?
I think I started at like 195, and Monday when I got on the scale, I was 171.
Awesome. Your inches that you had lost between September and May was 20 inches, you guys. But realize there's so much else going on here. So one of the specific goals that you had when you came to me, Melissa, was that you wanted to be able to mount your horse without needing steps. Is that a possibility for you now?
Possibility. And I feel, I've gotten so much stronger, and it is so much more than just about the weight. Like, I feel like I am strong and able to do the things that I want to do, because I'm 48 years old. My oldest is 16. So I'm an older mom, and I really wanted to make sure that I could still ski hard and ride horses and kayak and do all those fun things with them, and have the physical ability to do that.
Beautiful. Do you feel like this has helped you have not only the physical ability to do that, but also the time? I know you mentioned earlier, it gives you a lot more time back.
It really does. And I think that sometimes when, at least for me, I was in a position where I was just so down on myself mentally that I just felt bad in my own skin. And as I've been able to kind of work through some of that and get in a better place physically, it's just freed up that space in my head that, is always spinning, to tackle other things now that I'm not so worried about, oh, I got to go to this meeting. Does this outfit look, or I don't worry about that. I worry so much more about, okay, these are the bullet points that I need to cover in that meeting.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, I love this so much, Melissa. You're such a delightful person. And it was just such a privilege to work with you. And it's so awesome to hear from you months later. This is a whole year later, you guys. We haven't worked together for 4 months now. And you lost 7 pounds this summer without me. So that's awesome. Like, it's working. And are you doing anything crazy since we quit working together? What's your routine now?
Before, when we first started, I think I was doing a ton of cardio. And now I strength train 3 days a week, and I do some sort of cardio activity 2 days a week. And I'm eating more balanced meals, and I'm drinking water, and I'm sleeping. But I haven't done anything that was rocket science or out of the ordinary that you haven't taught me.
Awesome. It's just the simple stuff, you guys. Everybody thinks there's some magic pill, but really it's just the consistency of a bunch of small steps taken in the right direction at the right time. Awesome, yeah. Melissa. Congratulations on your incredible progress. All right, guys. So there you heard it from Melissa. You've heard it from Angie. You heard it from Brenda. There's a whole bunch of other people that can tell you the success they've had in here. But I want you to think about your success. What have you been able to accomplish with this one habit? And can you see what's possible in the future? We're talking 5 days. Actually, we're talking really just 2 days of actual practice of this habit. You feel more in control. You're able to indulge guilt-free, no more real results. You can see how this becomes a pattern that you can stick to. No more tracking or counting or doing the crazy things that take up a ton of time, and you can stay consistent so that you stress less and get more results. You can shed pounds and tone up, improve your gut function and digestion. You can be better mentally and physically with your overall health so that you feel better and you live better. This all comes from one habit. I want you to times those results by 10. That's what's possible in 6 months of HabitiZe Health. You can master fitness, nutrition, sleep, stress, mental health, injury recovery, strength, sugar, all the different things, up to 10 habits that you can automate so that you can feel better and live better. That, my friends, is time well spent. So let's talk about some of the things that you learn in HabitiZe Health. What is HabitiZe Health? We start with the 1, 2, 3 habits system. This is where we overcome overwhelm and teach you how to do less to achieve more. You're going to focus on 3 simple habits for 2 months at a time with one focus so that you can achieve more. All right, then we're going to personalize it to you. Make sure that these habits and goals work for you. We're going to give you specific techniques on how you can keep them sustainable long-term. You're going to learn to appreciate and love yourself. You're going to learn how to celebrate yourself and see your progress differently so you can appreciate your body and your mind. Then we're going to give you the mindset training so that you have a different reason for why you want to be healthier. It's not going to be about the number on the scale, you guys. It's going to be so much deeper than that. And that is where your life really begins. Then we talk about the slump, where you talked a little bit about it in this program, in this challenge, but we're going to get way more into that so that you know exactly why you want to quit and how to never quit again. You can trust yourself to be consistent and make change. We're going to talk about new normal mastery, where those changes that you've made become natural subconscious habits in subconscious succession, where you learn to harness your conscious and subconscious mind together so that you can produce results on autopilot. We're also going to give you the instant motivation tool. This is such an incredible brain hack that takes literally 1 second. And it can take you from being really hard on yourself to being super motivated and confident. It is so powerful. Then we talk about numbers and nonsense. What numbers to track and what numbers to trash. Which ones are causing more stress and really just being negative in the whole process. We're going to get rid of those numbers and we're going to teach you how to track progress that actually matters. We'll teach you adaptation techniques so that you can make this, so you can learn that nothing is too hard for you. It may not just not be right or personal for you. So we teach you how to shift it and adapt it so that it fits it exactly into your life and your process. We're going to give you a journaling technique that will help you see progress way more often so that it can be a positive experience every step of the way. And we're going to teach you how to rinse and repeat the process. So you learn it with health, but then you can apply it to other aspects of your life. It's so powerful. So those are the things that you're going to learn. Now let's talk about the physical components, what you actually get. Starting out, we get weekly live coaching. This guarantees your success because you will be accountable, but you'll also get coached in real time. So if something isn't working for you, every week we can shift it. It's not one of those things where you got to do it for 8 weeks and then decide if it works. We're talking days here. So we get immediate live coaching. If you hired a personal trainer for this many hours, you would pay over $2,600. We're going to give you a protein sources list. This is a big thing that people really want right now is how do I get more protein? I'm going to give you a list of fabulous protein sources, healthy lunches and healthy snacks. If you're always on the go, this list is super valuable for you. Body weight exercises. If you're getting into wanting to be more fit, changing your fitness, wanting to lift weights and do that kind of a thing, we're going to teach you how to increase your strength without risk of injury so that you can start right. Start on the right foot and be in control of how your body moves with body weight movement first. This also means that you don't have to buy equipment from day one and you can do it anywhere. We're going to give you a list of positive affirmations. If mental health is your top priority, I've got you. These will shift the way you see yourself. And a super fun playlist that we've compiled from previous clients if you need some workout jams. We've got a workout library in here that teaches you a bunch of different styles of exercise. So yoga, Pilates, Tabata, HIIT, strength training for all levels and abilities. And these are super adaptable workouts to exactly what parts of you want to train and you need to increase strength or prevent injury, that kind of a deal. We also have a guest library. All the guests I've ever had on my podcast did a live Q&A session after the recording. And the only place you can see those live Q&A sessions is in HabitiZe Health. Those are not accessible to the public anywhere. Over 40 brilliant experts answering your questions. It's so powerful. So you get the whole library of everybody in here. We're talking mental health, autoimmune disease, meal prep, home cooking, allergies, menopause, intimacy, endometriosis, grief, healing, so much more, you guys. It's all in this library. Super valuable. And then we have the habits library. All of these healthy habits challenges go into HabitiZe Health. So if you're like, okay, I got some out of this one, but I wonder what those previous challenges were, I got you. They're all in here. You get access to all of them. And then we got the HabitiZe Health 9-week course. This walks you through all 3 phases of habit formation. You can take it 3 times while you're in here, or you can just do it once. And that's the piece that you need to change your mind. And then we change your body, and then we change your life. It's so powerful. And to those of you that are like, I don't know if I have time for it, it's really only 15 minutes a day or about an hour a week. Then we have the HabitiZe Health Journal. Looks like this. This is where you track your habits, where you track your progress, and you're able to see and be really clear on what is working and what needs to change. We also use the Way of Life Habit Tracker, which is a digital version so that it's super simple and you can focus on what you are accomplishing instead of where you lack. Huge mental shift. 24/7 support group of like-minded women, okay? These are people who understand your process because they're in the same process. And that, my friends, is powerful. Then you get your new healthy lifestyle. This really should be priceless. Reaping the rewards of a little bit of work for a couple of months for years to come. That is life change. That is absolutely worth it. And then you get the health and the systems and the confidence that you need for life. You're going to automate some of this stuff so that you don't have to think about it, but you can continue to do it. I often talk about the habits that I set for myself 5-6 years ago that I still do now. They don't take me time. They don't take me effort. They don't take energy. They give me time. They give me energy. It is absolutely powerful and they're automated. I don't even think about them, but they happen all the time. HabitiZe Health is for you if you are a busy woman who struggles to prioritize yourself because you got so much going on. You're tired of being the last thing on your to-do list and you want more time and energy. You want more confidence. You want more health so that you can have the health and energy and mental capacity to do something with that additional time. So you can really be present in your life. You've got questions that nobody seems to be able to answer and you want access to the team of experts. We're going to talk more about that in just a second. And you want to be healthy long-term. You're tired of starting over again and you are ready for change, for real. Change now and keep it. And you're committed to yourself and your health. And you're ready to simplify so that you can do less to achieve more. HabitiZe Health is not for you if you are a man or a child. I'm sorry, but this is specifically based on science and evidence for women over the age of about 30. If you're not ready for change, if you're not ready for lasting results, or if you're not willing to take action, this isn't for you. You got to be willing to be a part of a community. And if you want to stay where you are, this isn't for you because you will be somewhere different at the end of 6 months. Let me ask you, in 6 months from now, what do you want to have or do or feel? And what are you going to do to get there? If you don't have a plan in place, please let this be your plan. This is proven science and it is 100% successful. Every person that goes through this program experiences change. What have you done in the past 6 months that moved you towards your goals? And did those actions get you to where you wanted to go? If the answer to that question is no, please consider investing in coaching. When you invest in coaching, you commit to change. Ask yourself, will you stick to this without a coach? If you had somebody asking you how you're doing every single week, it would be different. It would absolutely be different, you guys. And then ask yourself, how much time and money have you wasted waiting for these results? Maybe you have a gym membership that you've used twice. Maybe you have a treadmill that's still in the box in your basement, or you're buying groceries that you never actually eat because you don't know what to do with them, or you're buying groceries that you don't actually want and you're spending your money on that. We talked about a money versus sugar habit earlier this week. In 6 months, when you look back at this moment, what are you going to think? Are you going to be proud of the decision you made and think that was the day that changed my life forever? Or are you going to look back in 6 months and think, oh man, I'm exactly where I was 6 months ago. I wish I would have done something different. If you're not sure, you have questions about the program, feel free to call me. Call.susiebhabits.com is my schedule. Book a time in there, and I would be happy to walk you through any questions that you have. Let me leave you with this. Growth is painful. Change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck somewhere you don't belong. If you are not where you want to be, Stop being stuck there. Let's do things differently. Thanks for joining us this week on Habits and Humor, where you come to learn about health and habits and then take action. If you're ready to take action, join our free Healthy Habit Challenges every month in the Healthy Habits Facebook group, where we master one healthy habit at a time. It's fast, it's fun, and it's free. So whether you're feeling overwhelmed, confused, or frustrated by your health, or you just want to feel good about your body and your habits, get in here. Go to group.suziebhabits.com to join or DM me at SuzieBHabits. That's SUZIB Habits. I'm Susie B, and this is Habits and Humor. Come to laugh, stay to learn, choose to live.